Coming up on Fulton Today, the people speak and the commissioners listen as they work on the 2014 budget. We'll take a look at the numbers. And we'll tell you what brought a group of Korean tax commissioners to the county. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. Fulton County's top finance executives and elected officials work diligently trying to find a way to make ends meet for the 2014 budget. The first series of public meetings on the budget will soon wrap up, yet residents have already laid out what they want funded next year. In the meantime, county officials are assessing how they can provide all of the requested services given the declining revenues. FGTV's Jolene Butts-Freeman has the story.
For weeks now, taxpayers from one end of the county to the other have listened to the news from Fulton's finance team about 2014's budget challenges. Yet regardless of how the math adds up, residents are clear about what they funded next year.
I learned that the senior programs are not mandated by the county, which frightens me greatly and subject to maybe possibly being minimized or decreased greatly.
According to finance officials, here's the simple truth. Fulton County lost over $100 million in revenue over the last 3 years. Revenue pays for services, everything from health and justice to arts and libraries. However, without a tax increase to generate additional revenue, modifications to many services will have to be made in 2014.
We find ourselves at a point now to where we have used the available fund balance that we have to help carry us through this downward turn in the economy, and now we have to take some corrective action in the budget and reduce our spending to meet our available resources.
Fulton County's board has not increased taxes to support the county's general fund, so each department has been asked to look at how it can run more efficiently in 2014, and that likely means a reduction in almost every department's budget.
We've already made roughly $54 million of recommended reductions, and we have a little more to go.
At every public meeting, finance representatives explained that Fulton projected deficit in 2014 is over $70 million. Therefore, they explained that though residents may want some of their favorite programs funded next year, the reality of the numbers may require that those programs not be funded at the same levels as in 2013. Taxpayers can make their last plea for funding in January. That's when, by law, the Board of Commissioners must approve the spending plan. Reporting in downtown Atlanta from the Government Center, I'm Jolene Butts-Freeman for FGTV.
Thank you very much, Jolene. Meanwhile, Fulton County's tax commissioner gives us an update on how the tax collections process is going so far. And he explains why a group of international tax commissioners visited the county. Dr. Arthur Ferdinand, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thank you for having me, Shania.
So you did recently host a group of tax officials from Korea. Why did they decide to visit Fulton County?
Over the years, Shania, I've had a lot of international visitors. They look at the web and they know which counties in the state and the United States are effective in collecting taxes. And I've had visitors from the State Department and University of Georgia and Georgia State University over the years. What they're looking for is effective tax collection. And Fulton County has one of the most effective collections in any county or city in the United States. And that's the draw for coming to visit us here.
And sir, talk to us about how the Korean system differs from our system.
First of all, the laws in Georgia pertaining to property taxes are very strong for collecting taxes. There are very many options that tax commissioners can use. I didn't perceive the taxing authority in Seoul, South Korea, was as strong as that in Fulton County. In fact, for collecting taxes, their collection rate is about 90%, and their collection for motor vehicles is probably around the same, 90%. And so there's a lot of difficulty in pushing that number up to the 99% or 98% that we achieve here in Fulton County every year. And so the laws, I think, are quite different and not as strong as ours. Is basically the big differences.
All right, let's switch gears now and talk about the tax bills. They were due last month. How about the collection rate?
We are still in the process of processing a lot of those tax payments that came in the very last minute, and particularly those without coupons. That requires far more manual labor than those that come in with coupons that goes through a system automatically within a few hours. So that has slowed us down somewhat, but I think at the end of our collection year, we will be 98 and 99% as we normally are year after year after year.
And Dr. Ferdinand, before you go, please explain to everybody how the collection of taxes affects the county.
Taxes make up 80% of Fulton County revenue. And so the county is as good financially as we are in terms of collecting. And so during the recession that we all endured, Fulton County was in a position to endure it, unlike our neighboring counties where services and people were cut. We never had to do that, even with a declining revenue stream. But through it all, we were still able to collect 98 and 99% of what was billed. So the county could always depend on us to do our part.
All right, always great information. Dr. Arthur Ferdinand, Fulton County's Tax Commissioner, thank you for your time.
It is always a pleasure to be with you, Sonia, on FGTV. Thank you for having me.
Now, if you did not receive your tax bill, you can contact the Tax Commissioner's office. If you are disputing the bill, you must contact the Tax Assessor's office. The Clerk of Superior Court hears firsthand from her constituents. Kathleen Tina Robinson worked the front lines at her offices at the county's North, South, and West Service Centers as a part of Customer Appreciation Day. Each location offers the same services you would get at Superior Court downtown and may be a lot closer to your home or office.
You will be able to come directly to one of those centers, which is less gas. And our services that we offer are the notaries and passports that you can do there, or if you have documents that needs to be filed at our downtown location, you can leave those documents with our deputy clerks, and they will ensure that they protect your documents and that they send them to our downtown office for further processing.
Other benefits of using the service center locations are free parking, lower gas costs, and time. Now, as the chief record keeper of Superior Court, the clerk's office serves more than 800,000 citizens.
Well, I don't have an opportunity to visit the annex locations as often as I would like to. And I wanted to reach out to the other areas of our community in Fulton County to let them know that we are here to serve them. I want to know if they have any concerns, what those concerns are, and how we can benefit them more as relates to the services that we do in our office.
The North, South, and West Clerk of Superior Court offices are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Over a half dozen inmates at the county jail make a major investment in their future. These 8 are the latest graduates of the Sheriff's Culinary Arts Program.
This is our stepping stone. This is our first graduate. It will be more graduates because we're going to apply ourselves with more things to do when we get out of here, because this was a basic instruction on how to follow someone lead to progress in life. And I like to thank Elmore, and I like to thank this jail for having these type of people in spirit to understand that everyone needs a second chance.
For me, the culinary program at Fulton County Jail represents an opportunity for inmates to learn a skill and to move on with their life. A lot of times you come into a place like this, you really have just a lot of free time and it's nothing productive. With the opportunity of the culinary program, you have something to look forward to in the future. That's what it means to me.
The 12-week program covers basic knowledge of food preparation, meal planning, and safety guidelines. These students prepared the food for the graduation and even cooked for inmates. The certification gives the inmates skills necessary to find a job in the food services industry.
It is important that the Sheriff's Department not only engage in the business of housing. Rehabilitation is an essential part of providing a community service that's long-lasting. And certainly it humanizes some of the aspects of the correction procedures or whatever.
The Sheriff's Office also offers other educational and vocational programs such as GED classes and floor tech certification. These programs are a part of an effort to reduce recidivism. Here now is a follow-up on a story we shared with you a few months ago. The Cat Center at the Fulton County Animal Shelter has a brand new look. Earlier this year, Purina Cat Chow donated $30,000 to give the center a makeover. The project was part of Purina's 50th anniversary celebration. Cat lover and Dancing with the Stars TV host Brooke Burke-Charvet kicked off the renovation project. The new center gives the cats more room to roam and includes more space for adoption counseling.
Prior to Purina Cat Chow coming in and renovating our shelter, these were basically closets that we held adoptions in. We just kind of used them as adoption counseling areas, and the adoption counselors would sit in with the people that were wanting to adopt a pet and do all the paperwork in the closets.
Now, there are plenty of cats available for adoption. You can take a look at them online at www.fultonanimalservices.com, or you can call the shelter at 404-613-0358. And still to come, a new attraction helps guide you through the Chattahoochee Nature Center. Find out all about it and much more in our District by District coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Fulton commissioners lead the discussion on smart justice practices in the metro area, and hundreds show up to give input on the 2014 budget. Here's this week's District by District coverage. We begin with the Smart Justice Advisory Council meeting, where top elected officials from around the metro gathered to discuss solutions to the incarceration issues in the area. Fulton Chairman John Eves spearheaded the council and invited leaders including the DA, the sheriff, mayors, city council members. The group's mission is to identify policies and practices to resolve the high rate of incarceration and recidivism in the county.
This is an effort to come up with a more seamless process, working cross jurisdictions, working together to have the ultimate goal of having increased public safety for all of our citizens.
This is the council's second meeting since forming in September. Community liaisons and members of the clergy are also on the council. District 3 Commissioner Liz Hausman takes a walk on the wildlife side. The North Fulton Commissioner got a look at the new Wildlife Walk and Woodland Trail experience at the Chattahoochee Nature Center. The new feature is designed to help visitors understand the connection between the plants, animals, and non-living elements that make up the Chattahoochee River watershed.
We're here today at the Chattahoochee Nature Center at the entrance to the new Wildlife Walk that opens on November 9th. And with me is Rebecca Gilbert, the Community Director here for the programs. Could you tell us a little bit about the walk?
Yes, the Wildlife Walk is going to be opening up on November 9th, and we're really excited. It's a great experience for families of all ages to come out and kind of learn about how plants and animals interact with the watershed. We're also going to have a flighted birds of prey show, which will some of the birds that we have here at the Nature Center, but we have an organization coming out to do the program. We'll be making raptor wings. We'll be having paper airplane fly-offs, talking all about flight and different animals.
Fabulous. So come on out and check it out. You'll enjoy it.
The new Wildlife Walk and Woodland Trail experience is funded by the Cox Foundation and the R. Howard Dobbs Jr. Foundation. Fulton County is a supporter of the Chattahoochee Nature Center. Visit their website for more info about the new feature and programs. Over 400 residents give input during the District 5 Town Hall meeting on taxes. Vice Chair Emma I. Darnell invited her constituents out to hear what she called the real story. Everybody pays, who benefits. The commissioner was joined by County Manager Dwight Farrell and District 2 Commissioner Rob Pitts. After receiving an update on the 2014 budget, residents shared feedback about their budget priorities for next year.
I am a member of this center, and I love coming here to this center And I love to hear the voices and what is being said, what is being offered to us as senior citizens.
We know that the budget is a moral document that represents who we are and what we stand for. And we heard plenty this morning. So thank you to everyone who came out, and watch how we vote in January.
In addition to the budget update, residents did hear details about the library construction and renovation program. And finally, District 7 constituents also come out to hear about the county's spending plan for next year. South Fulton Commissioner William Bill Edwards hosted his town hall meeting at Burdett Gym. Like in the other budget meetings across the county, residents were quick to give an opinion on how their tax dollars should be allocated in 2014.
Found out some very good information as to we were doing very well here in South Fulton. Didn't have any shortfalls. As a matter of fact, South Fulton is holding its own.
South Fulton residents will have another chance to give their input on the budget on November 21st at the South Fulton Service Center on Stonewall Tail Road. The budget meeting starts at 7 p.m. However, come early at 6 p.m. to meet the new county manager, Dwight Farrell. Now, you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. Up next, it's time to review your Medicare plan and prescription drug coverage. We'll tell you where to go to get help during the enrollment period.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Portions of the following segment are part of the Fulton County Common Ground Initiative. Common Ground, the county's comprehensive solution to the problem of health disparities in the community.
In this week's Common Ground report, big changes in health care coverage coincide with the Medicare enrollment period. The county works with the agency that administers Medicare to clear up any confusion. Information sessions began in early October and continue through mid-December. Health insurance specialist Rhonda Hunter says, here's what you need to know. First, you have from now until December 7th to enroll or to make changes to your coverage if you're already enrolled.
We'd like to emphasize that if they're pleased with their current coverage, they don't have to do anything. They'll remain enrolled next year. But if they're not pleased with their plans, their health has changed, their prescriptions have changed, or even maybe they're not satisfied with their particular health plan, now is the time for them to make that change to another health plan.
Secondly, for those 65 and older, Medicare is your health insurance coverage. You do not have to seek coverage in the health insurance marketplace.
The main thing that we're finding is when we're out talking about Medicare is that they seem to think that they need to enroll in the marketplace. And we've been explaining that no, you already have insurance through Medicare. The marketplace is for individuals who are uninsured, and many of them tend to have family members, friends, or neighbors who need the information, and so they're willing to share that information with others who may need it.
If you need help with either Medicare enrollment or the health insurance marketplace, you may attend any of the remaining free information sessions at the Central Library. For more information, visit afpls.org or call 404-730-1700. First-year medical students get a taste of real public health. These Medical College of Georgia students visit the Aldrich Health Center to study the communicable disease programs. Health Services Director Dr. Patrice Harris urged them to consider entering the field of public health.
For so many medical students, me included, no one talked about public health, the work of public health or being a public health physician. And so we are introducing these first-year medical students to public health, and particularly our communicable disease program. You know, HIV and AIDS is a huge burden in the county. And so the goal will be to get these students excited about working in public health.
Medical Program Administrator Dr. Daniel Vander Ende says that the students have an assignment.
We've been able to give them a tour of our facilities, explain a little bit about what public health is, and then also orientate them to the high-impact HIV program that the CDC has funded Fulton County to do, and actually participate in that project by helping to identify providers, practices in testing for HIV.
This summer, graduate students from Emory University's School of Public Health worked with county teenagers on the issue of childhood obesity, and Georgia State University students are visiting this fall. For information on internships and other programs for students, contact Health Services at 404-612-1211. Fulton's health partner, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, treat employees to a day of health and beauty. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has the story.
From health food products and supplements to Reiki, a Japanese stress reduction technique, there was something for everyone at the Employee Wellness Committee's Health and Beauty Day.
This is a great opportunity to introduce the employees to maybe some new things they hadn't thought of before, some differences in the way they might eat, or some differences in exercise, some new approaches to becoming healthier and more well in their lives.
How about trying a salad cake?
This is a salad cake, and it's got 2 cups of all these veggies inside of the cake. So we've eliminated the oil and the water and added the vegetables instead. So it's just a healthier cake.
Marcia Ridley is a vegan. That is, she doesn't eat meat, poultry, fish, or dairy products. There was information at the fair for her, too.
One of the things that I've done in my life is I've become a vegan, so they have a vendor here that basically talks about the different foods that you should eat and also the cookware. So all of those components are very important in terms of your weight loss and health.
More traditional wellness offerings included flu shots, cholesterol, blood glucose, and blood pressure checks. Participants who visited 5 or more vendors were eligible to win raffle prizes. So if you hadn't tried yoga or Reiki or salad cake, here was a great chance to do so. You could feel the energy, says Wellness Committee co-chair Robin Parson, who thanked those who worked so hard to bring the program together.
I want to thank the Employees Association for this event today, and also please visit the Employee Association table. They're taking membership. This event was also sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I am always happy when they have the fitness and the health and wellness days. I'm a health and wellness person, and I love when they share information. So thank you, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Employees in other areas of the county will get to experience Health and Beauty Day also. Blue Cross Blue Shield is sponsoring similar programs for employees at the Fulton Industrial Boulevard and North Fulton Service Centers later this month. In downtown Atlanta, I'm Lynn Vaughn, FGTV.
There's much more ahead on Fulton Today. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Well, are you already planning that holiday meal? Well, the Fulton County Fire Department says there is one ingredient that you need to leave out: danger. The first responders offer this advice if you plan on frying your turkey this Thanksgiving.
Make sure your bird is thawed out. Leave it thawed out however long it takes to thaw that bird out, overnight or usually a day or two. And make sure it's dry before you put him in the oil. Because you can get a little water or whatever, it will splash.
And Public Works officials want to remind you about the importance of properly disposing of FOG. FOG is the acronym for fats, oils, and grease. When poured down sewer lines, FOG can be costly and unhealthy. Officials suggest you put grease or oil in a sealable container. You can add absorbent materials such as kitty litter or coffee grounds before throwing the container in the trash. For more tips on fats, oil, and grease disposal, call the County Department of Water Resources, and of course, have a happy Thanksgiving. And finally, as the world prepares for the Winter Olympic Games in February, art enthusiasts in Fulton County can reflect on the games gone by. The Auburn Avenue Research Library is hosting an exhibit titled The Beautiful Game, commemorating the Olympic Games through art. Local artist Steve Allen's commissioned art reflects memories of the games dating back to the '96 games in Atlanta. Just this summer, some of his work was authenticated by the Smithsonian in the nation's capital.
To have one included, I mean, that really would
culmination of the dream of a lifetime to be recognized by your country. But I am blessed to have 4 pieces there in 3 genres that are in the Smithsonian.
Alan did not go to school for art, but rather was inspired by work he saw at a National Black Arts Festival event. With pre-owned brushes, he created his first pieces in 1992. Now, years later, his work hangs in halls all over the country. The Beautiful Game exhibit at the Auburn Avenue branch will last until December 29th. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs right here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey or email or call us. The number 404-612-8317. The email address is fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, friend us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.